there, it's Liz from Old Stables Crafts again. Thank you very much for joining me. Excuse me. This is another in my mini-series of what does a starter kit look like. So, this is what a starter kit could look like. So, as you know, the standard deal on the starter kit is that for just £99, which includes free shipping to your door, you get, in addition to some basic business stuff like catalogues and order forms, you get £130 worth of product of your choice, which is amazing. It's an amazing deal regardless of whether you get extras on top of that. Just the fact that you can get £130 worth of product for just £99 delivered, I think is just, well, I couldn't believe it when it was my turn to take the plunge. So, I've already done a starter kit for new stampers or people new to Stampin' Up who don't have much in the way of Stampin' Up product. Excuse me, I'm going to have to cough. So I thought I would do one for anyone who wants the blends, because this is the full set of the blends. There are 27. They come in pairs, so you get a duo of a light and a dark, which means you can do some great shading effects. And it's a really good selection from our colour palette. So you've got greys, you've got so the smoky slate, you've got crumb cake, you've got a couple of colours that are great for flesh tones. So you've got bronze and ivory, which are perfect for flesh tones. You've got bright colours, you've got subtle colours. They're just great. And they come with two tips. So you've got the bullet end, which is what I would call a standard kind of felt tip pen end. Although these are not standard felt tip pens. And then you've got the brush end, which is great for laying down lots and lots of colour. I would say if you're new to blends, you want to start with the bullet tip and then go on to the brush tip. The brush tip does release a lot more ink. Now you can get these individually. They are the same price whether you buy them individually or whether you buy them as a kit. If you buy them as a kit, it just means you only have to put in one item number. But they're £4 each. If you want duos, again, you can just put in one item number to get both, but a duo would cost you £8. The whole collection, which includes a colour lifter as well, so for putting highlights or for taking out little errors, you get this as well. So the whole collection for all 27 would cost you £108. So that's 108 of your £130. The best ink to use with the blends is the Memento Tuxedo Black, because this is a water-based ink pad as opposed to an alcohol-based ink pad. And because these are alcohol pens, you don't want to introduce alcohol to the colour, because that means they would bleed. So if you use the archival, which has some solvent in it, then that would bleed. It would make these colours muddy. But the Tuxedo Black, stamp, make sure it's dry fully before you colour, and this is absolutely perfect. So you'd want one of those. So that's on top. The best colouring surface would be the thick Whisper White. It's a bit thicker, it takes the colour better, because it's not quite as absorbent as the standard Whisper White. The standard Whisper White you can use, but it can, because it's meant to take the ink really well, it can bleed a bit, which is obviously not a look that you're going for if you're using the blends, because you want it to stop. So thick Whisper White. And then one of my favourite designer series papers, particularly for blends, is, move all those out of the way, is the Petal Passion, which is black and white, and it means that it's ideal for adding colour. Now, obviously not every side and not every pattern is perfect for colour, but this one, for example, is ideal, and then just adding this one obviously is perfect, but you can just add colour as you want it, so you can add just a bit of colour to the florals there. So a pack of this, and just to show you what I mean, this is a card that I put together for a recent challenge design team that I'm a member of, the Inspire Create Challenge group, and this is one of those papers. It's such an easy card. It's just a piece of designer series paper that I've coloured a block across the middle, just so there's a pop of colour in the middle, and then a bit of die cutting. So that's just to show you how effective the blends can be colouring in designer series paper. So ideal. So that would be exactly £130. So the ink pad, all of the blends, the thick Whisper White, which is brilliant for card making anyway, but ideal for stamping and then colouring in, and then your designer series paper. But during Celebration, you get to add 2 free stamp sets. So why wouldn't you? So I'm adding the stamps that go with the Petal Passion, which is the Petal Palette stamp set. It's a 2-box set, so it's got lots of really great sentiments for pretty much every occasion, and some stamped images as well, which again are brilliant for colouring in. So yeah, really great. So that's a sort of what I would call an arty, sketchy type of set. The other set I don't have, but I've seen some amazing projects done with it, with blends, and that's the Flying Home set, which is just so cute. So they're the two extremes, if you like. This is the real cute line drawing, and this is the more sketchy. This doesn't have any sentiments, obviously, but this will cover your sentiment requirements. So yeah. And the other reason I've chosen this, just as an aside, is because it will work really well with just black as an ink pad. I didn't want to add something where it would be better if you added colour. This works really well for just black. But this Flying Home stamp set, which is kind of on my I really don't need it, but I really, really want it list. So it depends on how my self-control goes as to whether it does end up in an order. This, I think, is perfect for some sort of cutesy cards as well. And you could mix that with the designer series paper with some of the black on black, black and white and white on black, sort of, what's my brain trying to say? The more abstract patterns. So you can get both of these either in clear mount, which means you would need blocks, or you can get them in wood mount. And again, that was a reason why I chose these, because it means you don't need to worry about whether you've got blocks or not. So the blends, the basic blend kit, so the ink pad, the blends, the designer series paper and the thick Whisper White, £130. If you were to go for the clear mount stamps, because you've already got blocks, then it would add a further it would come up to 178 all in, but you only pay the 99. If you go for the wood mount, then that total comes up to £195. But again, you only pay £99. So I think that for the variety that you could get using these two stamp sets, and the blends and the designer series paper and the card that I've put in the kit, you would get a lot of mileage out of your £99. So I hope you find that interesting. Obviously, I would be delighted if you were to choose to join my team. We have a great time. The number of people that have joined my team already in Celebration is just jaw-dropping to me. I just can't believe it. So yeah, come and join the team and be with us as we grow. We have some great team events that we can all go to, and obviously some Stampin' Up events which are an absolute blast, and they give us free stuff, which is just great. So any questions, just drop me an email or add a comment here or on my website. There's a link to the blog post that goes with this on my website, below on the description bar. Sorry, my brain is still flued. So yeah, any questions, I would be happy to correspond either by email, or we can arrange to have a phone call to talk about what it's like being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, what the expectations are, what happens if you aren't able to meet those expectations, to which the answer is nothing horrid. If you aren't able to meet the very, very achievable quarterly minimums, just by buying your stuff yourself at a discount will probably address those quite nicely. Then, if that's not happening for you, then the only thing that happens is you get to keep everything that you have ordered, and you stop being a demonstrator. Stop getting your 20% discount. And yeah, that's it. No one will come round and, demand to have everything back. You just stop being a demonstrator. It's really painless. The sooner you do join, the longer you have to meet your first minimums, because the quarter in which you join doesn't count. So you get that just to settle in with being a demonstrator. So you would only have to meet your first quarterly minimum at the end of June. And as I say, it's really achievable, particularly when you bear in mind that you get a discount. So yeah, I really hope to welcome you to my team very soon. So we have a complete blast. We're completely nutty. We have a great time just enjoying crafting and being together. So I hope you found that interesting. Say any questions, just drop me a line and I'll be happy to answer them for you. But in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you soon. If you don't already get my mailing list, do sign up for that. You can do that either via my Facebook business page or via my website. There's a form at the bottom of my website to sign up to that. And then you get to see everything that's coming up, both Stampin' Up and in the world of Liz Yuille, Independent Stampin' Up Demonstrator. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks a lot for spending time with me today. Bye!